So in this video, I want to quickly show you how you can design a YouTube thumbnail like this really easily with really easy steps. And actually you can do it with a free tool called Photopea, which is actually free of charge and you don't have to pay anything, and it's online and it's web-based. It's pretty much similar to Photoshop and have the essentials and best parts of Photoshop. So you can do this tutorial either with Photoshop or with Photopea. So it doesn't matter which one you choose. And I'm gonna use really easy steps to do that, so you don't have to be professional designer. And that's the whole point of this kind of videos, because I want to show you how you can quickly create this kind of thumbnails. Also, you can actually get the PSD file, which includes all the layers, and you can easily manipulate the thumbnail. The only thing you need to do after loading this PSD is that you replace it with your face. But if you want to design it from scratch, let's do it. So the very first thing we need to have is basically a face. Let me show it to you how you can do this. The very first thing, you need to take a picture from yourself. It can be any picture. Here, for instance, I have this picture with a transparent background. If you're asking how you can have a transparent background, let me show it to you how you can have it really easily. So you just need to have a picture from yourself. For instance, here I have a couple of pictures of myself. So if I load one of these, the first option we have here is actually we can use Photopea or Photoshop tools, like the selection tools. Here we have like this magnetic selection. We can simply select the edges and carefully we can separate the image foreground from the background. You can do this, and after a couple of clicks, I'm gonna just do it fast, so don't want to focus on this here. And so I just need to copy this and paste it. And paste it. So with basically Control C or Command C in Mac, you can have this. Because it's a selfie taken picture, my hand has been removed, but you can use it like this, or you can actually take a better photo from yourself. The other way, which is really easier to do this, to separate your image, is using, you can just search that remove background. One of the best websites is remove.bg, which is really easy to work with. So you just need to upload your image here, and then with simple steps, you can have your background removed from your image, and you can simply just download it. And then the only thing you need to do is that load it in Photopea or Photoshop. Now let's first create a empty template YouTube thumbnail. Here we can choose this from the selections, and the only thing we need to do, we just need to copy and paste this. So I can Control A or Command A and Control C, and then we paste it here. Now we need to change the sizes a little bit like this. Let me check. We want to have it be here. Okay. Now let's go to the next step, which is background. For background, there are all different options, but the simplest one is that actually you can search for AI generated images in Google, and then you can choose a nice background. For instance, I want to go with this one. I just need to copy image and then paste it. Control V. To paste it, you need to use Control V or Command V, and then resize it and then put it as the background. And now you need to use filter and then blur the image. So in blur section, Gaussian blur, and then we need to change it to be like this. Now the next thing, you can have different base colors. Here I'm gonna use basically blue and purple as the base colors here. So let me change the background a little bit to look better. I can go ahead with changing hue and saturation. Like this. You need to play with different images to come up with the nice and right image. So here also we need to change the brightness a little bit like this. Or if you think the color is not good, you can go ahead with another image. So for instance, I think this one is better. I can just copy this image and then paste it again, and then use filter, blur, increase the radius, and this looks better, I believe. We can also change brightness, make it darker a little bit, or and increase the contrast. So this looks much better. You can try different images to see which one is better. But what I'm gonna do, I wanna just copy this layer here exactly and use it here. So now we have this background. So the next step, let's add this Terminator basically over my face. So just need to search for Terminator face PNG like that. We can choose one of these images. This one looks good. We can just need to copy this, or we can actually download it from the main website. So here, for instance, and then paste it here. You can do the same thing here. You can use selection tool here and choose the edges. So here I choose the edges with magnetic selection tool and copy and paste it. And now we have it without background. And now we need to place it on the face. I can change the opacity a little bit to do the alignment better. And then now the only thing I need to do, I need to select half of the image here and then just hit delete button to delete it. And then we can have this nice half face Terminator. Now the next step is to put this crown. So let's search for it. Crown. So this looks nice. Let me just copy it. You need to buy some of these assets, but I try to use those that are free of charge. So here now we can use another selection tool. It's called Magic Wand, and we can just select the white space and then delete it. That's simple. Place it the head like that. And what else we have in the picture? The money. Let's search for money. So which one is better here? We can go ahead with one of these like this, copy image, place it here. I want it to be in the background, so can make it a big here. So now we have the money. Now it's time to work on the text. So simply we choose the text tool here. Let me close these windows, we don't need it. So here just type something and then make it bigger. Now for the font, I'm gonna use Commando font. So let's select it. And then I'm gonna change the color to be something like white. Where is it? The text is here. Put it on the top. And then here, for instance, we can say make. Copy it. You can just right click on the layer and then say duplicate layer and then move it, or you can just use Option on Mac, and I think it's Alt in Windows, and then move the layer. So make money line, and then change the sizes. To look aligned. Okay, this is already good. I'm just trying to do it fast. If you want to make it perfect, you need to spend some time on this. Now let's try to this light effect here we have. So right click on a layer, then blending options. And then here the first thing is color overlay. So I want to go with purple color. Maybe you can go ahead with any color you want. Doesn't matter. You can change it later if you want. Or basically I can just copy the layer style from here to here. Paste it. Now let's take a look at this. So here, color overlay, the color is this. You can choose any color you want. As you can see, it looks really nice pretty much with any color. We have a gradient overlay effect. For color overlay, you need to change the opacity to be 90, 93 like that, because we have also gradient overlay. And the other one is outer glow. And with outer glow, we need to set opacity in 95, size around 36, 40. You can see that. You can increase the glow effect, or you can spread it. But I want to leave it with the default setup. Also, let me paste the layer style to the other two layers. So now pretty much we have this. We can also add some icons here. That's the easy part, I think. Now the final part is basically changing the color of my face layer. So here I select the face layer. First I need to change the hue saturation a little bit. So here I can change it to be like this. Looks cool. Now we need to change the brightness and saturation a little bit. Increase the brightness, go again to adjustment, hue saturation. I'm going to change the saturation to look like this. You need to play with these numbers to finally it feels well enough. So also with contrast I can actually change it. I can decrease the brightness. So it's a bit different from the original one, but that's fine. Every time you create it, it's gonna be different because it's difficult to have the exact numbers. But if you use the existing PSD, you don't have to do really that much. You just need to work on this face and replace it with what you have. Also, you can have other icons. Let me, for instance, copy, for instance, this money icon here. Copy image. Oops. Really big. So that's simple. What else? And the final part is this sparkles behind everything. So let me search for sparks better. Yep. So here you need to find a right one. And this one is good. I can just copy that. It should be transparent. It's better to be transparent. You can put it in the background. And then the only thing we need to do, just change the hue and saturation. So we can see that. Decrease the saturation. Now I think looks good enough. I put it in the wrong template. Let me, where is it? Let me just duplicate it into our layer here. So here we have, I don't really like the color of myself here, so let me change the hue a little bit here. Yeah, decrease the saturation. Okay, now it looks much better, I think. Also, the other thing that I completely forgot about that is that you need to add some lighting here, as you can see. So to have that effect, you just need to go to blending again. Here I can add inner glow, change it to be purple like this, and then increase the size. You can also increase. Okay, and also increase opacity. And now you have a really nice lighting over here. This is the easiest trick to do that, and you now have a nice lighting here. Okay, that's it, and you can add all sorts of things you want, but this was the basic things and the main parts of the designing part. But it's much easier if you just download the PSD file and then take a photo from yourself and then go to remove BG tool and then remove the background and then just try to add this lighting and then change the hue and saturation for your image, and that will be all. You don't have to do anything else. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Check the description to get the PSD file. See you next time. Bye bye.